Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we're going to talk about altcoins. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys, and I'll do my best to get to your questions and see if we can't solve your problems here live. So let's get started. All right, so welcome everybody. Sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties there with my mic. Again, I just, try as I may, try as I might. You know, I spent like 20 minutes before the live stream making sure everything was up and running, but of course forgot to check the mic, make sure it was working, and of course it wasn't. So sorry about that. Tried to troubleshoot a little bit and finally got it to work. Anyway, you're lucky to see me at all because I was about ready to just throw up my hands and stop live streaming. After 3 years, I can't seem to get it right. But anyway, here I am. Hello and welcome to another exciting live stream Q&A session from CryptoDad. I'm CryptoDad, your go-to source for all things related to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. I'm here with the rig. I've got some new decorations on my wall. Got some Nuka-Cola stuff back there. Been playing Fallout 4 again. I played it back in 2017. Had finished the main quest, but kind of never finished all the download content that I bought. And had recently remodded my Skyrim and was playing through that and thought, oh, why don't you see what the state of Fallout 4 is with mods. And plus I had played Fallout 76, which I didn't really enjoy that much, but it's been fun playing through Fallout 4. There's a lot of good mods out there for it now. And no, I'm kind of an old-fashioned guy still playing the old Bethesda stuff, but they've got a new game coming out later this year, September, Starfield, I think it's called. So I'll probably get into that as well. But enough about me. We're here to talk about crypto news and basic crypto stuff that you may have questions about. A lot of the basics that people may not know. I think over the years, a lot of the people on the live stream have been more into the investment side of crypto, which is fine. But the events of the last year or so have really brought home that just trading crypto on exchanges is risky. With the FTX collapse, Signature Bank collapse, SVB collapse, and the Signature Bank collapse, a lot of people are realizing that storing your crypto on exchanges is not the most secure and safe way to manage crypto. And so we've come full circle back to the crypto basics, which is learning how to get a wallet set up, learning how to store your crypto in a wallet. And by the same token, if you're going to trade crypto, you need to know how to move it back and forth between your wallets and the exchanges, which seems to be the sticking point for most people. So I've got some basics in the description down below, things we're going to talk about and go over, stuff we did last week. And there's some more down below that I'm going to cover in more depth this week. So I want to thank everybody for being here tonight and bearing with me with the technical difficulties. Before we get started, I want to remind you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This way you'll be notified of future live streams and or video posts so that you can learn more about crypto and crypto custody. So let's dive in. I wanted to, let's go over to the main screen here. And I just wanted to point out for those of you who aren't familiar with the live stream, that I do usually have an agenda in the description down below. As I mentioned, some of this stuff we covered last week, so we're kind of going to focus on 4, but not everybody's here every week, so we'll kind of go over the basics. Got some connection information for you guys there. My Twitter channel, my Instagram, and my email. If you want to shoot me an email, I would I'm always around to talk about your crypto issues through email. I don't do one-on-one tech support, but I do reply to emails and have helped quite a few people just going back and forth with email. This is not financial advice, of course. It's purely for educational purposes. So don't bet the farm on the things I tell you. Do your own research, of course. And we've got the news stories linked that we're going to talk about. I've got my recommendations for some hardware wallets and some software wallets. And, you might want, there's a demarcation between hot and cold and hardware and software. So we'll kind of go over that. And because tax day is fast approaching, I've got some recommended crypto services here for you guys, some crypto tax advisors and some crypto tax software and various other links for you guys to check out. So we'll get going there. Let me go ahead and pop out the chat so that I can put it over on the other side and kind of keep an eye on what's going on over there on the chat. When is BTC going to be 1 million? Gee, I don't know. What are you asking me for, man? I just tell you how to use a wallet. Maybe by that time you should have it safely stored in your wallet, I would say. Is it true the U.S. government BTC got hacked and is being distributed to other addresses? Have not heard that. I did hear that the government is planning on selling some of their crypto that they seized back in 2021, I believe, from someone that was a hacker that stole some Bitcoin off the Silk Road Bitcoin marketplace, or, dark web marketplace. So I think you got your terms hacker, U.S. government, and Bitcoin kind of twisted. Maybe you read an article by someone that twisted that around. But I didn't put that news story in there. We should check that real quick. I think the here. No, that's not it. No. Where was that? Doggone it. All right. Let's do Silk Road. Maybe that will give us the story we're looking for. Okay, yes. Yeah, so that's the story. The government sold a couple $1 million worth, $216 million worth of seized Silk Road Bitcoin, and the government has a remaining 41,490 Bitcoin that they're planning on selling this year. Will that affect the market if the government starts selling Bitcoin? We'll see. Usually when people are selling, the market goes down, and if there's large dumps, it does tend to affect the market, at least in the short term. So we'll see. But that, having said that, that does sort of legitimize Bitcoin in the eyes of the government, right? The government's like, hey, we've got this Bitcoin that we seized. We're not planning on giving it back to anybody, so we're going to sell it. What could be more of a testament to the power and of Bitcoin than the government itself liquidating their Bitcoin, right? That kind of blows the water, blows their argument of Bitcoin being worthless out of the water. Now, I do have more news stories that I wanted to cover tonight, but I will make a comment here, something that I've talked about in the past, but has sort of, evolved over time, and that is the view of not just the government, but the powers that be, the financial kingpins, the elites, the Wall Street titans, over Bitcoin, or what we might call the traditional financial establishment. If you remember, and I've been doing the live stream since 2017, or at least early 2018. Back then, most of the news coming out of the big financial kingpins about Bitcoin was basically mockery. They were either ignoring it or ridiculing it, talking about how it had no intrinsic value, how it was only used by criminals. It was just kind of they tried to make it a laughing stock, and now that attitude has evolved to here we are today with the government seemingly attacking Bitcoin head on with regulatory powers and sending banks. I mean, the headline over Signature Bank was Signature Bank failed, but it really was basically shut down in a coordinated effort by the FDIC. Just kind of out of the blue, everyone was talking about Silicon Valley Bank. And then on Sunday, there was this surprise announcement that, oh, by the way, we we shut down Silicon Bank. I'm sorry, Signature. God, I keep getting my terms mixed up. So, and if that news, of course, dropped on a Sunday night when no one was paying attention. But basically, it was the government shutting down one of the largest crypto-related banks in the country. So we're seeing the government actively attacking Bitcoin. We've come full circle. They're no longer ridiculing it. They're no longer talking about how it's only being used by criminals. The government itself is selling Bitcoin that they seized, just like a drug seizure. And we have the SEC and the FDIC actively attacking the Bitcoin ecosystem, at least on the financial end, right? And failing, it seems. What's interesting is Bitcoin is now has been on the upswing in March. We're going to talk about that. And a lot of people might tell you, oh, it's off its highs. It was up around 68,000, but it's currently around 28,000 right now, almost 29, which, if you remember, when Bitcoin hit 20,000 in 2017, we saw for the next 3 years, people bashing Bitcoin, telling us that it was a bubble that had popped, a Ponzi scheme that had came and gone because Bitcoin was 20,000 and was no longer 20,000. We heard that for 3 years or so until 2020 when Bitcoin blew past 20,000 and came back down fairly recently under 20,000, but not for very long. And so we have Bitcoin at 28.7 right now. So that's just a testament to its resilience. I know I believe in Bitcoin as an emergent technology and a decentralized form of currency, digital currency that it's not centralized. It doesn't rely on any centralized authorities. But its market price is kind of a testament to its resilience and its value, right? Most people will say, hey, well, what is it worth today, right? So the market price of Bitcoin is telling us that, hey, even though the government laughed at us, ridiculed us, ignored us, minimized us, marginalized us, attacked us directly, hey, we're still here, right? Bitcoin is still here. And so there, right? Kind of a slap in the face to the financial establishment, that Bitcoin continues to be resilient in the face of all of this. Really interesting. I thought I'd throw that out there before we got too far in. Let's go ahead and cover that news story that I was going to talk about first. I don't have that Silk Road peg down below, but the other stories are crypto market March Roundup. Bitcoin rises amid banking uncertainties, macro headwinds. The largest crypto by market value soared 21% in March. Mask Network's Mask surged more than 68% to rank as March's top performing token, while XRP rose 41%. If we look at where XRP was on March 1st and where it was on March 31st, that's a 41% rise. So pretty amazing for all of the stuff going on. An eventful March of bank failures, ongoing inflationary and other macroeconomic headwinds left investors mulling where to place their trust and cash, and ultimately proved favorable for Bitcoin and other cryptos considered stores of value impervious to turmoil. Right? Recently trading around 28,005, up 21%. That's pretty cool. Right? So you can look down below in the description and learn more or read more about this whole article. I do own some Mask. I bought some when it was hot. It's way off its highs. I am negative in Mask, but I'm still kind of hanging on there. Not too sure about its whole ecosystem. There are so many coins out there that say they're the latest, greatest thing. They're going to totally integrate blockchain and social media and the world and everything else. So we'll see if Mask can live up to its own hype. So that's about all I've got to say about Mask. But it did do very well this week. XRP also, never really cared for XRP because it is more of a centralized company than it is a decentralized open source crypto. But it is blockchain based, and I am happy to see that it's also doing well now. We'll see. It's been fighting for its life with the SEC for the last several years. I did want to point out that the DeFi exchange PancakeSwap is going to be releasing version 3 in April, which is actually on Monday. This article is from March 6th, earlier in March, but it will go live on this Monday. The PancakeSwap exchange. Let's see, we need to get my wallet. So, well, actually, it works on Ethereum, but I like to use the BNB Smart Chain when I'm using PancakeSwap. This is my MetaMask wallet. I've switched it over. You can have multiple networks on your MetaMask wallet. We'll talk about MetaMask a little bit tonight as one of those hot, soft, hot wallets that we can deal with. Pepe, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. And then if you connect your PancakeSwap DEX to your MetaMask wallet, you can actually trade right on the platform. So they are doing some airdrops related to the version 3 release. A little late for if you haven't done anything, but they do kind of depend on the amount of cake that you've traded. And it kind of, I don't qualify, right? So, it's not like they're just giving away free cake. You kind of have to have engaged with the site for the airdrop, but nevertheless, a lot of excitement around PancakeSwap and their native token cake. Someone had asked me in the YouTube comments about, one of the wallets. What was the AWC? Atomic Wallet. Which is a decent wallet. You can use it on your phone and on your computer. But they had asked me, hey, what about AWC, their token? What's it good for? And that's a really good question, because there are a lot of companies or crypto projects out there that have their own coin, and you have to wonder, what is the use case of each of these so-called native tokens. Now, with Cake, it's pretty obvious. Cake, kind of drives the PancakeSwap site. You can get a lot of bonuses using Cake. It's good for staking and whatnot. In fact, the person that asked me about the Atomic Wallet crypto, which is AWC, I don't see it on here for some, but oh, no, anyway. They do have their own token. And they said, I called the company and asked them, and they said, well, you can use it for staking. But a lot of projects will have what's called the, and now the term is escaping me, governance token. So Cake is a governance token. And if you own enough Cake, you can actually vote on, about the direction of the site and the coin and that sort of thing. So you'll see that in a lot of projects. You'll see their native token as being the governance token. So it's sort of like preferred stock in a company. And I don't want to cross any gray lines here. And that's kind of why the SEC is attacking a lot of crypto projects, because their token does sort of act like a stock, right? I think the SEC sued Justin Sun over Tron and BTC, which was their torrent token. He bought that company. I can't think of the name of it, but anyway. So I just did want to point that out, that there are a lot of crypto projects that have their own token, and you have to decide, even if you like the service or the product, like maybe the Atomic Wallet, does it really, make sense to buy their native token or not? That's a decision you have to make on your own. Let's jump in. So anyway, I will be doing another video on the PancakeSwap, how to use the PancakeSwap service. Let's see if I can open this one up here. If we go to my videos, this guy's getting close to 1 million views. My video on how to recover your Google Authenticator, which is not directly related to crypto, but just happens to be my most watched video. In fact, my top 3 are all about Google Authenticator. And then the setup video for Ledger Nano X from 2020. And number 5 is my PancakeSwap video, which I did on October 12th, 2020. Has got over 200,000 views. A lot of people interested in PancakeSwap, and that video did very well. So now that version 3 is hitting next week, I plan to do a video on the new PancakeSwap. We'll check that out. Now, I wanted to cover this story. Kenneth Wiedner, or Kenny, sent me a lot of news stories over the week, and this was one of the big ones. I appreciate Kenny sending me the news stories, because a lot of news will hit over the course of the week. And then on Saturday, when I sit down to sort of look for news stories, those earlier stories from, say, Monday or Tuesday have sort of dropped down in importance on the big sites like Cointelegraph and CoinDesk, right? So when Kenny sends me those email links with these top stories, it makes it really easy for me to pull up the story that maybe hit earlier in the week. So this was one of them. SEC Chief Gary Gensler faced Congress over his crypto policy. A lot of people in Congress are not happy with the way he's dealing with the crypto industry. They feel that he is stifling innovation, and it's not a good way to regulate an industry, to use regulation by enforcement, which basically just means taking legal action against companies instead of trying to work with them and create sensible regulations. In fact, I'm trying to think. There was another story about a smaller crypto exchange that got shut down, and I didn't link that story either. Can't remember the name of them, but in their statement they said, we have been meeting with the SEC on a regular basis, trying to trying to work with them to come up with some sensible regulation. And always the SEC tends to blindside these companies, just like Ripple, instead of working with them. And what's really weird is that, they'll make a statement like that. They'll say, oh, we've been working with the SEC. We've been meeting with the SEC. We've been give and take. We've been talking about, what we can do here, giving them all the information about our business model and blah, 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 blah. And then the SEC just turns around and shuts them down or sues them. It's just not a very good way to regulate an industry. So Gary Gensler was kind of on the hot seat. Mostly Republican senators are not too happy about the way he is approaching crypto regulation in the U.S. All right, so Gary Gensler on the hot seat. And then also, I wanted to point out that crypto exchange Gemini is looking to launch overseas derivatives operation, right? So we have the Winklevoss twins, who own and control the Gemini cryptocurrency exchange, now looking elsewhere, right? We're gonna start looking into business opportunities overseas now. U.S.-based crypto exchange Gemini, founded by Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, is reportedly looking to launch an international cryptocurrency derivatives exchange. The information reported. The information is the name of the news site, right? The platform would specifically offer perpetual futures, a type of derivative that is banned in the U.S. for retail traders, as it doesn't have an expiration date and can be traded with sizable leverage and is therefore considered a highly risky product. But people want it, right? It's, if something is in demand, whether it complies with all of the rules and regulations, if there's a market for it, if there's a demand for it, people will fill that gap. And if people in the U.S. Want something, they'll get it, usually. And so if the U.S. is going to stifle innovation with overregulation or regulation by prosecution, then crypto companies will go elsewhere. We had Brad Garlinghouse of XRP talking about the U.S. chasing out crypto companies, and now we've got the Gemini company opening international business ventures. Right. In addition to that, I also have a story here about crypto exchange Bittrex to wind down U.S. operations next month. The firm took note of an uncertain regulatory and economic environment in the U.S. So the U.S. is chasing out all of the innovative crypto exchanges and or companies because of the uncertain regulatory environment. This is the consequences of the actions that are being taken. Anyway, so that's great. That's the news. I got through it. Wonderful. Once again, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Let's go. I'm going to try to get caught up on chat, and then we'll go over some of the basics. once again, Pepe Recha, thank you so much for your tip. I appreciate it. Crypto God, I'm not really a price analysis, a crypto analysis. I will help you with tools and things like that, but I don't do coin evaluations. I don't do price predictions. I apologize if that's why you came to the live stream. I will tell you about tools that you can use sort of under the hood. So if I was in California in 1849, instead of being a gold miner, I would be the guy selling picks and shovels at the general store. My thing is to help you with the technical know-how and the technical tools that you need to store your crypto safely and securely, first and foremost. But tonight we're going to talk about some portfolio tracking tools and some different wallets that we can use. But I'm going to try and focus on portfolio tracking tools for you guys to sort of manage your assets and keep track of the price of your assets. Now, beyond that, there are also tools that you can use to manage the tax implications of your crypto portfolio. And as I mentioned earlier, I've got some links down in the description for that. So you can check those out if you want to look down below. But and as always, I do want to answer questions if you've got burning questions about things. More interested in the best NFT wallet for Polygon? Opinions, please. The best NFT wallet for Polygon, I would say, you can use Ledger Live to manage your NFTs and see your NFTs on Ethereum and or Polygon, right? So if you have set up a Polygon wallet in Ledger Live, you can view your NFTs. And it's pretty simple, right? The word best is kind of overly broad it depends on what you're trying to do with your NFTs. But if you want to see them and manage them, I would recommend Ledger Live. But if you're want to trade NFTs, then you probably would want to familiarize yourself with MetaMask. Now, I don't know that MetaMask is that great at viewing NFTs, but it does. Most of the NFT trading sites need you to connect your wallet to their site, and MetaMask is a great tool it's a great wallet for connecting to NFT marketplaces. So if it's Rarible, OpenSea, whether it's on Ethereum or Polygon chain, MetaMask is the preferred tool for doing that, in my opinion. There are other wallets, but I prefer MetaMask myself. If that's, and we'll talk about wallets a little bit more here. Oh, I see. No problem, Crypto God. Thank you. I appreciate your understanding on that. All right, so let's kind of go through what we talked about last week as far as we talked about wallets. What are good wallets? First and foremost, you want to get yourself a wallet of some kind to store your crypto. If you're going to buy crypto, it's better to store it in a wallet. And that's just kind of the basics, right? We can talk about, how you use your wallet. If you want it to just kind of be a static wallet where you drop your crypto and keep it there, and long term, and then occasionally transfer it back for sale. Or if you're going to use DeFi and staking and lending and all of that cool stuff, you want a wallet that's more powerful and flexible. I wanted to talk a little bit about, the difference between a hardware and a software or a hot and cold wallet, right? But there is some overlap, right? So at its basics, right, I have this Ledger Nano X cryptocurrency hardware wallet. We call this thing a wallet, but its better term is keychain, right? The wallet is the combination of the Ledger Live software that we're looking at and the device, right? The device is more of a keychain. It stores private keys. Crypto is stored on the blockchain. Private keys are stored locally. You control your private key. Better to keep them offline, right? So when we talk about the private keys being stored offline, that's what we would call a hardware wallet, right? And now, and Ledger Live is the software that you can use to interact with your hardware wallet. So Ledger Live is software, right? It is software, but in conjunction with your Ledger device, you would think of the Ledger Live ecosystem kind of as being a hardware wallet. Although there is some overlap, as I mentioned, you can use Ledger Live without the device attached, which is kind of interesting as compared to Trezor, because Trezor has Trezor Suite, and Trezor Suite won't even launch unless you have the device attached. It's just kind of how it works. Ledger Live, in contrast, can launch without the device being attached. So if you just want to, pull up your portfolio and look at your current crypto holdings, you can even check to see if maybe somebody sent you some crypto, or, you earn some crypto, from whatever affiliate links or that kind of thing. You can just monitor all that in Ledger Live without having the device attached. So kind of like a hot wallet, right? But it's not a hot wallet because the private key for all of these cryptos is not stored in the software, right? The private keys are always stored over here. That's what, makes this classified as a cold wallet, right? Even though it is software, right? It's cold. All right. Now, and so we have Ledger Live that works with Ledger devices. And then we also have the Trezor device. Let me go ahead and disconnect my little mouse there. It's still working. It's just, I'm going to go ahead and connect my Trezor device and kind of show you the contrast. I love this Trezor device. It's a little more expensive, but it's the same functionality as the Ledger hardware, Ledger Nano X or Ledger Nano S Plus, in that the private keys are all stored on this device. But it has this little wonderful touchscreen, which I love, right? A little more expensive than a Ledger, though. I'm going to go ahead and get my PIN entered here. And I managed to do it on the first try, I believe. Yes, I did. Okay, so now that I have the device attached and I have my PIN entered, now I can launch my Trezor Suite software. So if I try to launch Trezor Suite without the device attached, it won't launch, right? I mean, it'll launch, but it won't take you to the desktop part, right? Or what they call the dashboard. It'll just kind of sit there and tell you, hey, you don't have your device attached. So it's in contrast to Ledger Live. Trezor Suite will not launch the desktop, the dashboard, unless you have your device attached. But it's pretty much the same as Ledger Live, right? You can look at your holdings that, are being managed by this device, and, you can look at them separately by account like that. So both Ledger Live and Trezor Suite have their differences and similarities, their pros and cons. As I mentioned, the Trezor is more expensive, but I love the touchscreen. It's really an elegant solution for signing your transactions. Really nice, very intuitive. But it's about $210 for a Ledger Trezor T. Ledger Nano X is only about $150, but it kind of has those clunky buttons on there. They're coming out with a new one called Ledger Stacks. but it's not out yet. Was supposed to be released in March, has been delayed a couple months, so we'll see. So if you like the touchscreen management, then you might want to check into a Trezor T. Right, I've got affiliate links for both of the hardware wallets down below. Now let's go over to software wallets. We had talked. I think we mentioned these last week. My big one is MetaMask. Right, it's free. I believe it's open source. You can download it and use it on your computer, and you can manage crypto with it. It's also very powerful and flexible. Like I said, it connects to DeFi sites and NFT marketplaces. But the private key is stored on your computer, right? It's basically it's a browser extension. It stores the private key on your computer. It's encrypted. It's very secure, but the MetaMask wallet is only secure as your computer. So if your computer has a bunch of junk and spyware and bloatware and malware and viruses, then it's not, then your wallet is at risk. So, but if you take good care of your computer, you don't download a bunch of junk, you've got malware protection, virus protection, all that stuff, and then you're a smart user, you don't click on strange links, then MetaMask is a great free solution for managing crypto. And then I think I also mentioned Electrum. Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin only wallet, but it is also free and open source. Very good wallet for managing Bitcoin, but it does not deal with Ethereum, and there aren't many, or I don't know that there are any Bitcoin dexes, right? There might be some experimental things, but generally the dexes are on the Ethereum virtual machine based. But if you want to buy some Bitcoin, you want to store it in your own wallet for free, Electrum's a great solution. Also, the private key is stored on your computer, so it's only as safe as your computer. I brought up Atomic Wallet earlier. Atomic Wallet is a great multi-chain software wallet. You can download onto your computer. They have a desktop app. It's not just a browser extension, so you can use that. And then it also has a phone-based version. So the last ones I'll cover are phone-based. But then just before we do that, Exodus Wallet is also a free desktop-based, so what we might call a hot wallet, also where the private key is stored on your computer. But they have kind of a backup key that it gets stored on their servers. But nonetheless, it's only as safe as your computer. Now, having said all that about these software wallets like MetaMask, I don't know about Atomic Wallet. I haven't used it in a while. And I'm not too sure about Exodus, but someone had mentioned to me that you can use it in conjunction with your hardware device. But I know for a fact that MetaMask can be used in conjunction with a hardware device. So what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that your private keys for your MetaMask wallet can be stored on a Ledger or a Trezor device. And so it basically turns MetaMask into a hardware wallet because, but only the accounts that are connected to the device. So if you look at my MetaMask here, you can see that I can manage several different wallets, right? And we call them accounts, right? Or that's how MetaMask designates them, as accounts. These are standalone accounts where the private key is stored on my computer. But notice you've got this connect hardware down here. You can click this button, connect several different hardware devices, and then the accounts that you're dealing with here are the private keys are being managed by hardware devices, like this wallet, right? So nothing can occur in this wallet no trades or transfers until I verify on the device. So as you can see, it gets confusing. There's a lot of overlap, but MetaMask, being one of the most powerful, flexible wallets out there, can be used in conjunction with a hardware device, which basically turns it into a hardware-based wallet. So pretty cool. Let's see here. Rabby. I haven't tried Rabby. Joseph says, thanks again. Thank you so much, Joseph. You've thanked me so many times I can't even count. I really appreciate your support, your loyalty for being here every week and throwing a tip my way. It's very nice of you. I really appreciate it. Joseph, being one of the people, along with Kenneth or Kenny, that I helped online through email. As I mentioned, I will help you guys if you shoot me an email. I don't do one-on-one tech support. I find that gets, it's time consuming, it's tedious, it's a little bit risky. When you're dealing with someone, there's room for miscommunication. But as far as, if someone has a question, it's a technical issue with email, I don't mind responding to email because everything is in writing. There's not a whole lot of room for miscommunication when everything's kind of in black and white. I don't have to drop everything I'm doing to respond to an email. I've got, a comfortable amount of interaction time for myself, right? Because I've got my YouTube channel and I've got my family. I also have a regular job that I do, that I work from home, but I have responsibilities. So I, can't always reply right away. The one-on-one thing is just like you have to set time aside and it's nerve-wracking, I'll tell you. So, okay. So we went over the wallets last week. So this week, and, we talked about, maybe we touched on best security practices for wallets, and we've kind of covered that a little bit just by talking about, using a hardware device to manage your private keys. That's the number one security solution for a crypto wallet. But above and beyond that, we get into the entire space of managing our backup phrase. Now, I dropped a video this week. Let's see, let's go by date here. So I dropped this video this week because I had a lot of people asking me how can you do a step-by-step video on, or can you recommend a step-by-step video on restoring the Ledger device? And I had done that many times, several times. I will grab a link and paste it in to the comment section or the email or whatever. And I realized that the last time I did a Ledger restore video was 2021. It still holds true, the process, but the interface has changed slightly since 2021. So I thought it was high time that I drop a video on restoring the Ledger, which I did this week. But I kind of structured it a little differently than I usually do. I usually babble about the 24 word recovery phrase during the setup. And I thought maybe it would be better if I just ran through the setup. Thank you, Emmanuel. I appreciate you being here again and your support as usual. It's great to have you guys here every week. It really is. Kind of makes me feel better about all the technical difficulties I can't seem to shake on my live stream. You miss all that when I drop a video. The agony, what is it? I don't know what the word. There's some the anguish and the agony or whatever that I go through when I'm recording my videos is kind of smoothed over in the final edit. But I will sometimes I'm trying to get a sentence out of my mouth when I'm recording a video and just cannot seem to, or a paragraph, I just cannot seem to get it out the way I want it and have to do several takes, sometimes like 20 takes just to get it said the way I want to. So all that stuff's in the background when I just post a video. So the live stream is, I'm at the mercy of liveness, right? If I have a problem. And believe me, I've recorded entire setup videos with the mic being out, or the mic being over to the side and not in front of my face. I mean, if it can go wrong, it's happened to me. And that in those cases, like when I'm recording, I just have to start over and re-record or whatever I'm doing. Live, I just have to deal with it. But anyway, the structure of this video is such that I just dive right in, give you the walkthrough on how to do the restore, and then afterward, I go over some of the issues surrounding the management and use of the 24-word backup phrase. So the 24-word backup phrase is what you write down when you first set up your wallet. This is what the card looks like. This is a dummy one. This is not a valid wallet. I basically just generated this randomly, but it is, it is a valid 24-word phrase. There's no crypto in there. And so at the end of this video, after the setup, I talk about how do you manage this, right? I have this written down on a card, and then you store it in a safe place. So the first thing we want to deal with about this is don't show it to anybody, right? I'm showing it to you guys, violating rule number 1. This is an empty wallet, so it doesn't really matter. But please don't show it to anyone. There's so many ways, and I talked about this in the video. There's so many ways that you can be tricked into revealing this. I've read on Reddit and in my comments, I get people, they are thoroughly convinced that their hardware wallet was hacked. They go, Ledger's been hacked. You see all these videos, Ledger has been hacked. It has not been hacked. What was hacked was the user. They were tricked into revealing their backup phrase. And you get people on Reddit, they're just like adamant that I did everything right. And then one day I opened my hardware wallet and everything was gone. And then people on Reddit reply and they go back and forth. And as the discussion takes place and you read more and more, you realize that it wasn't as cut and dried as the person that started the post made it out to be, and that it becomes obvious that at some point they were tricked into revealing their backup phrase. So how can you be tricked into revealing your backup phrase? Well, if you're careless with it and you just leave it laying around, and you've got company, right? And you've got this 24-word backup phrase just laying on a table. One of your guests could take a picture of it with his phone, right? So you don't want this thing just laying out in the open, right? You want to put it in a safe place. Don't tape it to your monitor, right? If someone breaks into your house and they see this, they might be smart enough to take this along with your jewelry and other valuables, right? So manage it, keep it hidden, first of all, right? Maybe you've got roommates. Maybe your weird uncle is staying with you, and not everybody in your household might be totally trustworthy, right? So make sure that you and you only know where it is. Keep it stored safely and securely, out of sight, right? And now, what about the online problems that you might be dealing with, right? How could you possibly reveal this online? Well, it's on a piece of paper and I got it hidden in my closet, right? Well, what if you do something, device gets lost or stolen or damaged or whatever, and you're trying to recover your crypto, and you're freaking out because you're not very savvy, and so you start on posting on Facebook or WhatsApp or Telegram or Reddit, and you're asking, please help me recover my crypto. I lost my crypto. Oh my God, what do I do? Well, there'll be lots of people there more than happy to help you out. They'll say, hey, don't worry, I'll help you. I'm going to recover your crypto for you. Just take it easy, take a deep breath. First thing you need to do is go find this phrase and read off those words for me so I can help you recover your wallet. This happens more often than not, right? These are scammers. Anybody out there trying to tell you that they can help you recover your crypto is 95% going to be a hacker or a scammer. There are a lot. You don't have to be a hacker to trick someone into revealing their seed phrase. You just have to be a slime bucket, right? You don't have to go to college and get a CS degree to learn how to, manipulate people into giving up their seed phrase, right? I wouldn't call that a hack. I would just call that a slime bucket tricking you, right? So you've got that. Don't reveal your seed phrase to anybody, anywhere, anytime, right? You might get an email. You might get a text saying something like your wallet has been suspended. Your transaction has been denied. All kinds of technical jargon that will trick a user into replying to the email. And then, after they've hooked you, they'll say, oh, don't worry, we can fix it. Just go into your closet, dig out your 24-word recovery phrase, give that to me, and we'll get your wallet straightened out. Well, they don't, right? What they do is they take this and then they go restore their own hardware device, and then they transfer all your crypto out, all right? So when I did this video, I sort of showed you how easy it is to recover crypto if you have this. And then at the end, I said, well, now that you've seen how easy it is to get your crypto, regain access to your crypto, if you have this, just think how easy it is for someone else who manages to get you to reveal it to them, right? So chat windows, don't reveal, or emails or text. Anybody that claims to be from tech support or claims to be from Ledger or claims to be from MetaMask and is telling you to give them your 24-word recovery phrase is a scumbag, pure and simple. Now, another medium that scammers use to trick you into revealing your seed phrase is malware. A lot of malware that if you click on a bad link and the malware will download onto your computer, and then when it runs, it can either hack your computer and look on your computer for maybe you've got some hot wallets or whatever, but they can also, malware can be a desktop application that looks like Ledger Live. So that as you're setting up Ledger Live, this faux Ledger Live is going to ask you to enter your seed phrase into the software using your keyboard. Another no-no. Don't ever enter your seed phrase into your computer with a keyboard, right? When you recover a Ledger device or a Trezor device, you will always be entering the seed phrase directly on the device. So you'll be reading off the card, entering it directly into the device. Never enter your seed phrase into any software using your keyboard, all right? So those are all the ways that you can inadvertently reveal your seed phrase to an attacker or a scumbag, or however you want to think of them, all right? So, but now let's briefly talk about managing this seed phrase locally, right? Where do I hide this? Do I put it in my safe? Well, maybe. It might be a good idea. But if someone breaks into your house and you don't have like a Fort Knox safe, right? You have like a, just a medium sized safe, like a jewelry safe or whatever, and they just grab the safe and run, or they pry it open with a crowbar and they come across this, they might be savvy enough to, use it. And I'm sure they figure out a way, sits down at the computer and Googles, hey, what's this recovery phrase? He'd figure it out pretty quick. So maybe your safe isn't the best place for this. Maybe hiding in plain sight, taped behind a picture, stuck inside a book, wherever, right? So think creatively. And also, you might want to Google good hiding places. And if you like top 10, I think I read an article, top 10 hiding places that people think are good hiding places that aren't, right? If you've thought of it, probably somebody else has too. So you want to get really creative when you go to hide this, right? Also, you might want to hide multiple copies of this, right? You might want to write this in several places. You can write it on a piece of paper, wherever, and store it in multiple locations. In the video, I had some commenters that actually threw up some of their own ideas about if you had crypto on there. I had some, I threw this out as a call to action. Give me some of your stories. And a few people say, look, I split mine up into different pieces and hid it in different locations. Or I reversed the words in a different order, or I scrambled them in a way that only I know. So there are lots of creative ways of writing down and storing the phrase. Even if someone were to come across this, it wouldn't be any good for them, right? I mean, you could just take one word, write down one invalid word and then just remember the word, even out of 24. There are lots of creative ways of keeping this safe and secure. But multiple locations in your house is fine, but also off-site storage, just like companies store their data off-site in case of huge power failures, floods, fires, whatever. Right? You do the same with your crypto backup phrase, right? You store it. You might store a copy at your safe deposit box. You might store a copy, with your mom or your brother, or, if you got a summer home, or a lake cottage or whatever. And like I said, keep all the same precautions. Make sure it's hidden well in those alternate locations, and maybe even, scramble it or whatever you want to do. You just remember, you have to remember what you've done, right? So don't do something on the just on a whim, and then 10 years later when you're going back to retrieve it, go, ooh, what did I do again? You gotta know what you're doing and make sure you don't forget. All right. So multiple copies, multiple locations, and then there are also multiple mediums, right? You've got metal solutions for storing your backup phrase. CryptoTag is a great way to store your backup phrase, right? Instead of writing it on a piece of paper, because paper burns. Let's see here, CryptoTag. Yeah, I did a video on setting up CryptoTag, which is a great solution. It's kind of like it basically it has you kind of translate the phrase into numbers, and then it has you tap the numbers into a piece of metal. There are lots of solutions out there for storing a backup phrase in a more durable format than just paper, right, or cardboard or whatever, right? So I think we've covered storing our backup phrase. Now, I did want to. I've spent a lot of time on that, but I did want to cover crypto portfolio managers. Now, I'm going to start with what I consider one of the weakest crypto portfolio managers out there, which is Ledger Live. I know, you're new to crypto. You ran out, you bought a Ledger device. Bully for you. It's a great wallet. Second to none, I would say. It's for me, it's a toss up between Ledger and Trezor, but Ledger is a great solution. Ledger Live is a wonderful software for storing your crypto. It's a great wallet, not a great portfolio manager. First of all, it doesn't support every crypto out there. So, you might be able to use the Ledger device to manage a cryptocurrency like Mask. I don't know that they support Mask yet. Let's check real quick. Yeah, but it supports it as an Ethereum ERC20 token. It's been a while since I dealt with Mask. I guess it's still an ERC20 token. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's Binance Smart Chain version. There's a Polygon version or whatever. So yeah, I mean, you could manage Mask, in Ledger Live. But there are a lot of ERC20 tokens. There are a lot of Polygon tokens, Binance Smart Chain tokens that you can store using your Ledger device in conjunction with, say, MetaMask or whatever, and you won't even see them in Ledger Live. So Ledger Live would be a poor choice if you want to manage those cryptocurrencies, as far as tracking your portfolio. Like what I know we're all crypto enthusiasts here, but when it get right down to it, what you really want to know is how much is my crypto worth in dollars right now, right? There's no shame in that, right? I'm the same way, right? I believe in crypto, emergent technology, decentralized, bully, screw the financial system or whatever. But, when the cows come home, when the rubber meets the road, it's how much is my crypto worth in dollars right now? I want to know, right? So Ledger Live doesn't give you current price, doesn't support every crypto out there. And in addition to that, it doesn't always support price information accurately for every crypto that you might own, right? You might own some crypto that you can see in Ledger Live, but it doesn't give you any pricing information on it. I don't know that I have any. Well, it's not going to show up in the portfolio. And I don't, yeah. You see, I got all these tokens, right? But some of these tokens don't have any. Well, these are zero balances. But sometimes you'll see a crypto in your wallet with an amount but no price, because Ledger Live doesn't have the proper price API for that particular crypto. So some cryptos they don't support. Some cryptos they don't have pricing APIs for. And then on top of all that, the way that it presents your crypto portfolio is a little weird. I mean, it's wallet based and all that, but it'll it says up 439 right now, and that's fairly accurate because I haven't put any crypto in there lately, not in a few days. But sometimes when you transfer crypto from an exchange into your wallet in Ledger Live is going to say your portfolio's up by $1,000 today. Well, and I'm like, well, I know that because I just put $1,000 in from an exchange, right? So it sort of tracks the amounts going in and out of the wallet, whereas really what you want to know is more how much did the portfolio gain or lose today, as opposed to what crypto went in and out of the wallet today. So it's fine to use Ledger Live as your portfolio tracker, but it's not. It doesn't shine as a portfolio tracker, right? So how can you track your crypto portfolio then? Now, MetaMask has a pretty cool feature that they have added called the portfolio site. And it's not perfect either, but it's pretty good, right? So if you click on the portfolio site, it'll take you over to this web page where it will show you the current value of the tokens you're using in your MetaMask wallet. Now it's going to take it a sec to sync up. But what's cool about the MetaMask Portfolio Manager is that you can tweak it. And I really like this little feature here. So as I showed you earlier, my MetaMask wallet has multiple accounts, right? Each account can be considered a separate quote unquote wallet. But within each account, you might have multiple cryptos, and you could think of each of those as separate wallets too, in a way, right? So if we're looking at a wallet like this is my Ledger based account. We can go over to assets, and you can see that there's not very much BNB in this particular wallet. But if we switch networks over to Ethereum, you can see that I have some Ethereum based assets on the Ethereum chain, right? So what's cool about the MetaMask portfolio site is that you can tweak all that, right? As you can see here, I'm looking at one particular wallet. Let me switch back over to that wallet, right? And I can switch networks in MetaMask. But if you'll notice over here, I can also tweak it and tell it, well, you know what? I only want you to manage, I only want to see the portfolio of one chain, right? So I just want to see the BNB chain. And there you go, right? It breaks it down so that you're only looking at tokens that are on the BNB chain, Binance Smart Chain. Or you can say, okay, I want to see both the Ethereum, the total value of the tokens I have on Ethereum and BNB, right? Or you can say, well, just do them all, right? Every chain that you support on the portfolio side, and they don't support every chain. There are other chains out there that they don't support yet, like Moonbeam, that kind of thing. But the big ones they support, right? So you can look at and the icon there tells you, oh, that's an Avalanche chain, that's a BNB chain. There's Polygon, there's Ethereum, right? So that's cool. You can tweak it to give you just what you want to see at any given time. Now, in addition to being able to view the value of your tokens on multiple networks at the same time, you can also tick off which of the accounts you want to see the portfolio value of, right? So as I showed you, I've got multiple accounts, right? So you can tweak that in the MetaMask Portfolio Manager. You can say, oh, okay, well, let me look at the Ledger-based account and that one standalone account. How much is in there total, right? You can do that. It's pretty cool. Very versatile, very powerful, and it does a pretty good job of giving you the current price, and by extension, the current value of the tokens that you're holding. Keep in mind that nothing is perfect. I get a lot of people, they get really bent out of shape because they aren't getting the current price, either whether it's in Ledger Live or some other wallet or this portfolio site. They get all bent out of shape. I'm looking at Coinbase and I can see that Bitcoin pumped up to 21.5 today, 28.5 or whatever, but my wallet still says it's 28.2. It's not every portfolio manager is going to give you a perfectly accurate current price of every crypto out there, right? You're just going to have to, be a little flexible, right? And just because your portfolio manager is not giving you a 100% accurate price readout, that doesn't mean that the crypto is not worth its current market value, right? So if the portfolio manager is off by $300, that doesn't mean that when you transfer it over to sell it on an exchange, that it's not going to be worth its real value, right? And just because you're not getting an accurate price does not mean that you can't get market price if you decide to sell it, right? So there's really no reason to get bent out of shape because your portfolio manager isn't giving you a 100% accurate price, readout. You're still going to get market value for your token when you sell it on an exchange, right? So that's the portfolio manager for MetaMask. And what's cool about this is that I don't really have to do anything manually, right? It just reads the crypto that's in my wallet. Very similar to the way Ledger Live works. Ledger Live reads, it looks at the crypto you've got in your wallet, and it does its very best to give you an accurate, dollar value of all the crypto it sees in your wallet, barring its limitations, right? Same thing with this one, the portfolio. Now, there are other portfolio managers where you kind of have to do things manually. Like, for example, I like Crypto Pro Portfolio Tracker. And I believe you can put in wallet addresses if you want to, but you don't have to, right? And I think for a while there, it didn't support that. In other words, what I mean to say is that when I use this portfolio tracker, I have to manually put in, okay, I bought, 0.5 Bitcoin today, and I put it in the portfolio tracker as a trade. But I have to manually put that. I have to put in how much I bought, how much it was worth. They do kind of give you some price information that kind of helps you put it in. But they don't track prices, right? But they remember what you've put in. So, for example, if I put in that I bought amount of Bitcoin on a certain price on a certain day, if I look at that same trade in my portfolio manager 3 weeks later, it's going to give me a current, not only the current value of that crypto, but also, the up or down, oh, you're up 4% from where you bought it. You've made, and it gives me a dollar value. So it's like, oh, you've made, $200 on that trade. It's like 200 green or 500 red. You're down 500. So what I really like about Crypto Pro is that it gives me an accurate analysis of my trades, a portfolio, how much I've made. It can give it to you per crypto and all, your total portfolio. But like I said, the way I do mine on my phone is manually, right? It's not connected to any of my wallets. Now, I think they will let you do that now. I'm not sure. I think they added that feature. But I just kind of left mine the way it was because I kind of like that, being kind of disconnected from the rest of, from the wallets themselves. But you have to make sure it's accurate on your own. When you make a sale, you have to log it in this. Now, I believe they only have it for, where is it? There's, if we do this, there's an app, there's an iOS app, there's a Android app, and I believe it also works. Where the heck is it? but I believe it also works on iOS, the Apple, because they're showing a picture of a desktop there, but a Mac right there. That's a Mac OS. So perhaps it's available for Mac OS, but they don't have a Windows version of this Crypto Pro. Well, I would really like that, but they don't have that. So that's a pretty good one, right, for your phone. You know what? I skipped the whole phone-based wallets earlier, but we can talk about that later. Okay, flea markets going in here. Let me stop and kind of get caught up here. Problem issue of shipping has me to pass a contract, so it's pass more details. I'm not sure what's going on there. Stamp it in metal and bury it. Okay. Flea market mixtape. Hey, I had to get a new 2FA on a new phone. It's not working at all. Let me see. Coinbase has got me into my account numerous times, but they're telling me to update my info. Westra IDK is a real conundrum. Seems unique. My 2FA has no history with my Coinbase account. No, it is legal. It is legit Coinbase that I'm dealing with, but source support, and I'm limited knowledge. My phone was damaged and I could not transfer everything, so I downloaded all my apps again, and 2FA is like brand new. Never scanned your QR code. Did set up the last issue. My 2FA isn't synced to the codes I get are useless. That's correct. So flea market, basically, when you are using your phone for two-factor authentication with Google Authenticator, and you have not backed those codes up, and your phone is lost or damaged, your new phone, and if you download Google Authenticator on your new phone, it will in fact be empty and not have any of the codes that you need. Unfortunately, this is also the case when you buy a brand new phone and transfer all of your phone settings, even with, you still have the old phone, and you transfer all your phone settings over to the new phone, you're going to end up with an empty Google Authenticator code. You'll get Google Authenticator, right? It knows you had the app on there. But because Google Authenticator is device specific, you will not have the codes on there. So you have two choices, right? You either restore those codes from your backup if you backed it up, and if you didn't back the codes up, then you have to get new codes. You have to go to each service that you were using and tell them you lost your backup, your two-factor authentication, and jump through whatever hoops they tell you to jump through to get your two-factor disabled on the account. And once you've done that, then you can re-enable two-factor using your new phone and your new Google Authenticator. But you said something about the new codes that you put on there are useless. I don't know how you got new codes on there, but they're not I'm not sure if you've been locked out of your account or not. But I mean, generally what happens is if you don't have your original device, then you can't even get logged into your Coinbase account. And if for some reason you manage to get into your Coinbase account, you're not going to be able to go into settings and disable your two-factor unless you have your original two-factor device. And then that's when you've got to start the process of getting that two-factor disabled. And, you're going to have to jump through a lot of hoops, give them ID, go through all kinds of, it's a real hassle to get your regain access to your account if you've lost your two-factor device, right? So it doesn't help me to tell you now that you should have backed up your codes, right? But now that you've got a new device and you've started to gradually regain access to your accounts, now you can see how important it was to have backed up your codes. You can do that in several ways. The new version, well, first of all, there's a two-factor called Authy that you can use, and I think it's getting more and more prevalent. Authy has a way to back up your codes to cloud-based storage, so that if your device gets lost or stolen, you can download your codes to your new device. So that's a decent solution. I've been using Google Authenticator for so long, switching over to Authy would just be kind of a hassle for me. But if you're just getting started, Authy is a good solution. The only problem I had with Authy in the past is that it's not universal, right? Not every cryptocurrency exchange supported Authy. Not every service that you need two-factor on supports Authy. Although now it's getting more prevalent. Like I said, more and more sites support Authy. So that would be a good solution going forward. Also, if you look at Google Authenticator, you have these three dots at the top, and you can export your settings. And basically what it's going to give you are QR codes, and you'll scan those with a secondary device. Now, I know that sounds kind of arrogant in a way, like, well, who's got, more than one phone, right? Well, a lot of people have more than one phone now, right? Who doesn't have an old phone laying around, or an old iPad, or maybe your spouse's phone? You can export your codes to another device. The last time I upgraded my phone, I decided to just hang on to my old phone. And my old phone had my original Google Authenticator codes on there. So I transferred the number to the new phone. The SIM card has been removed from, my previous phone. But my Google Authenticator is still on there. And I did the export from the old phone to the new phone. So now the new phone has all the same codes as the old phone. And the old phone is off and in a drawer in case something happens to this guy, right? So it's not uncommon these days for people to still have access to their old phone. You can also, if your spouse has a phone, and you trust them, you can export your codes to their phone. They can download a Google Authenticator, install it on their phone, and then you can do the export. They scan the export codes onto the other device, and boom, now you've got two devices that have the same codes. So if one device is lost or stolen or damaged, you've got access to the codes. Another thing you can do, which I'm using Xmirage here. Xmirage is the desktop screen capture I'm using for my phone. You can also use Xmirage to capture the QR code as you're looking at on your phone. So in other words, when I'm showing, I'm not going to show you my Google code, but when you do that export, it's going to show you this QR code. You can screen cap your Windows screen cap, right? Do Windows key print screen, and it'll take a picture of that QR code. And then you can store that. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to store it on your desktop. Like, put it in screen caps, let it, if you've ever used in your pictures, screenshots, right? All of your screenshots go into this, specified folder in Windows. So if it's a screenshot of your Google QR code, you could just copy it to a flash drive and then delete it from the desktop, right? So you don't have these backup codes living in your computer. They'll be separate, like on a flash drive somewhere, right? So that's another way of backing up your codes. And then also, as you're getting the code set up, they a lot of times they'll have like a key code that is a manual key backup. So like if you add a code, you can say like they give you that, you can add that key to Google. So if you're on your brand new phone and you wrote down that key code when you enabled two-factor in Coinbase, you can put that there. You know, you can say, okay, this is my Coinbase. And then you put in that key code, that backup key code, and lo and behold, you've got a working code again. All right. So there are lots of ways to back up your Google Authenticator codes, but most people don't. And the 99% of the problems that people bring, in the comments and in emails are, my phone got damaged and my codes are gone. That's the story usually. So generally what you have to do is go one by one to each account and disable two-factor so that you can regain access to the account. We were just talking about my most popular video of all time. The one that's almost got 1 million views now. Right? How to recover your Google Authenticator codes when you lose your phone. It's not comprehensive, but it does cover like the main scenarios. It's actually kind of outdated now. I think some of the interfaces have changed. And I know that Facebook is notoriously difficult to regain access to the account if you've lost your two-factor device, if you enable two-factor in your Facebook account. But unfortunately, I quit Facebook back in 2017. Well, fortunately for me. But yeah, so I haven't done any videos on how to recover a Facebook account. But I do Coinbase in here and another crypto. Some of these techniques are kind of general. For a lot of crypto exchanges have very similar recovery process. But it's like your Google is useless. You just have to go and disable two-factor so that you can re-enable on your new device. Are we almost done? Heading to the casino. See you next week. Okay, Dan. Are you going to the Gun Lake Casino? Or are you going somewhere else? I don't know. I'm dumbfounded that Coinbase doesn't have the QR for me just to scan over, and it blows my mind. If Coinbase could just give you the two-factor code, how it wouldn't be a very useful security device then, would it? If it were trivial to get your code back, then what's the point of having a two-factor device if all I have to do is call Coinbase and they'll just give it to me? I mean, I understand you're frustrated, but that's the whole point of two-factor authentication. The factor is your phone, right? That's the thing. They're saying, okay, you can log into Coinbase with a username and password, but if you want extra security, then you can add your device. So only the person with that device can get into the account. So you lose the device, you can't get in the account. So how secure is it if Coinbase could just go, oh, you lost your device? Here's the code. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you even need the phone if Coinbase could just give you the code? It destroys the whole concept behind two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication means only the person that has the device in their hand is authorized to access the account. So if I call Coinbase and pretend to be you and say, hey, I lost my phone, and Coinbase goes, oh yeah, here's your code. How secure is that? Not very secure. I know it sucks. It does. There is no worse feeling than being locked out of your own assets, your own account. Believe me, I've been there. I will tell you a story. My story is such as this. I bought a new phone. This was 2018, I think, maybe 2017. I had like 20 or 30 Google codes on my phone, right? So I get my new phone. I dutifully export my codes this was back before Google had their export feature. Basically, I had to go into each account. I'm like, okay, we'll start with crypto.com. I go into crypto.com. I disable two-factor using my current phone because you can only disable it using the code. And then I re-enable it on the new phone, right? Then I do the same thing. I go to Coinbase. I disable two-factor using this code. The only way to disable is using the code. And then I re-enable on the new phone. I go through each account. It takes me like an hour and a half to get all of the codes onto the brand new phone. All the old codes on the old phone are no longer valid anymore, right? Because I've disabled and re-enabled with a new device, right? Everything's peachy. Hour and a half, right? So then I'm like, okay, this is just an upgrade, so I got to turn in my old phone so I get my, my upgrade discount or my trade-in discount, whatever. So I grab the old phone and I go to delete everything on the old phone, right? I go down, right? I go over here. I go to general, right? I scroll down here to transfer or reset phone. I do reset, erase all content and settings, and it says, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. And I click, I'm sure. And then it asks me again in big red letters, are you absolutely sure you want to erase this phone and everything on it? And I'm like, yes, I want to erase the phone. And then I erase the phone. And then seconds after I erase the phone, I look down onto my desk and my heart drops into my stomach, and I realize that I just reset the wrong phone, that I just wiped my brand new phone and the old phone was sitting there on my desk. So I had just wiped out all of my Google Authenticator codes for my 20 or 30 accounts in one fell swoop, right? So what did I do? I had to go back into each account and tell them that I lost my two-factor, and I had to go through the whole process that took days to regain access to my accounts. I think it was 10 days before I was able to get back into my Coinbase account. Coinbase, Binance US, every single cryptocurrency account that I had, I was locked out of. All of my Google Mail, everything, I was locked out. I had to go through one by one. Some of them I wasn't even able to get it back into, but they were like, to me, they weren't that important because I didn't have any, major assets in some of those. I was kind of like, well, I guess I'm not going to use that one anymore. Or I would just open a new account, whatever. But yeah, it sucked. Can't tell you how messed up that was. That's what two-factor authentication is all about. It's only the person with the device is authorized. All right. Anyway, that was fun, wasn't it? I hadn't written them down either. No, some of them I had written down in the past. I think there were a few maybe that I had written codes, but not all of them, because you get impatient as you're setting up new ones. So that was it. Yeah, it sucked. See the guy in the mirror. I like that, JDO. See the guy in the mirror. Now we were talking a little bit about portfolio managers, so I did want to touch on a couple of others that I didn't get a chance to get over to. And there is CoinGecko. CoinGecko is a great site for tracking current prices. And if you set up an account, like if you like, it's free. You can just, I think they may have a premium. I don't know, but username and a password. You log in, and then you go over to, where is it? It was around here somewhere. Pardon me. It was here. Wait a minute here. I know I thought it was over here on this end. Products, exchanges, cryptocurrencies. That is so weird. I was looking at it earlier today. Am I still logged in? Oh, okay. Oh, portfolio right here. Right there. Portfolio, right? My portfolio. I haven't set one up yet, but you can go to all portfolios. And so you can create a portfolio. And I don't know. Okay, this is like, I don't know that you can put in, okay, so here, yeah. Add new coin, right? So Bitcoin, right? And I think yeah. So here you would add, okay, I bought 1 Bitcoin on this date, right? And they'll let you use the current price, I guess. I think you could adjust it if you wanted to, right? If this wasn't accurate, if you bought it the day before and you wanted to like enter it after the fact, you could just put in the exact, right? So you go, okay, so I put in one, so I have 1 Bitcoin. Here's what it's worth, right? You could say, okay, whoops. Oh, that's a new transaction, right? So if I bought more Bitcoin the next day, I could add that. And then I could say, okay, let's do Ethereum. All right. All right, do the same thing here. Although, I guess, let's say I bought one Ethereum for 1,000 last year. Right? Is that going to work? It still says 2023. Okay. Oh, okay. Hit a date. Okay. Okay. And I bought 2. All right. Here it is. Okay. There's the total balance of my portfolio. There's the 24-hour change. There's the profit and loss. Right. So you can use CoinGecko if you sign up for a free account so that they know who you are, so you can manage your portfolio that way. And CoinGecko, pretty accurate as far as current pricing, and supports thousands of coins. Right. And by the same token, I believe you can do that in CoinMarketCap as well. I think you would have to sign up, but I believe there's a way to, create a portfolio. So, and I don't know that CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap have the ability to link in your wallet address. I think that they would be manual. You'd have to manually enter your trades. But as I said, that's I prefer that in a way because it keeps it clean, right? You're not really revealing any wallet addresses to the portfolio manager at all. You're just giving it, trades. And they're not hard linked to your wallets. It's just for your own purposes, right? And, you don't have to put in every coin that you own. Right? You might want to just track 1 or 2 coins that you've got, and you can have multiple portfolios, So, portfolio managers, right? We talked about Ledger Live as being kind of a poor portfolio tracker. Great wallet. Don't get me wrong. Great wallet. Kind of a poor portfolio tracker. It's not really designed to be, it's okay with giving you a pretty decent, accurate current value of your assets, but it's not really designed to sort of track your buys and sells at all. It just tracks transfers in and out, which could be slightly deceiving as far as your gains and losses. That's really what you're interested in. You're not really interested in the fact that, I transferred, some Bitcoin from this place to another place. I want to know, when I bought it, how much was it when I bought it, and how much have I made since I bought it. So that's more the purview of the MetaMask portfolio manager. Doesn't really give you that either, right? It just kind of it does current value, right? What is your portfolio worth now? But I really like this one because it can be tweaked, and it gives you pretty accurate up to the date portfolio management, and it's tied to your wallet in the sense that if you want to know what's in your wallet and what it's worth, right? And then I mentioned these other ones that are good for, analyzing your investments, right? So kind of standalone, right? So you've got this Crypto Pro that you can use on your phone to see, well, how high is my portfolio up today or not? Sometimes you'll see, hey, Bitcoin's up. And then you look at your portfolio tracker and go, yeah, but my portfolio's down, right? Because it's an off altcoin day, right? So, but it gives you that accurate information that you want to know, right? Well, should I sell? Should I buy? Whatever, right? Same with these two. These are desktop based, right? You can create portfolios on these. And since you have an account, you could log into them when you're over at grandma's house on Thanksgiving if you wanted to, because they're online, right? All you need to do is log in to gain access to the portfolio information. It's pretty cool. I did come across backups on Gmail, but it said there were one-time use and they were 2 numbers longer than the 2FA generated codes. So IDK, what to do with those? I don't know what to do with those. They aren't clear. Yeah, the that code sheet that you get from Gmail when you set up 2-factor is only to give you regain access to your Gmail using the code. It's not like a Google Authenticator code at all. It's just a code that Google gives you. Yeah, so I mean, I know it's confusing, but you've got Google, you've got Gmail, you've got Google Authenticator, you've got, Google Chat. You got all these things that have a lot of overlap but aren't necessarily the same, right? So those codes that the Gmail gives you when you enable 2-factor are only to get you back into the Gmail account. They're not to reload the code onto your phone. They're just there to help you gain access to the Gmail account, which, could be crucial. But if you use those Gmail codes to regain access to your Gmail, then you can re-enable 2-factor on your Gmail account. But those are not codes that help you regain access to all your Google Authenticator codes. They just get you back into your Gmail account. That's it. Let's see. Sending FTM to Exodus Wallet and ask what network, ETH or FTM. Why? Because there is more than one way to store Phantom, right? So if you look over in MetaMask, you can store Phantom as an ERC20 token. I don't believe I have any in ERC20 format, but it'll be in your Ethereum wallet. But you can also, let's see here. Let's see. I think let's go through this then. I don't know that you can add it directly in MetaMask. Let's see. All right, so once again, I go to Accounts, I go to Settings, and then over here I go to Networks, and I want to add a new network to my MetaMask wallet, and they do have Phantom. So it used to be in the old days you had to, do all this manually. You had to go to the Phantom website or the Phantom Medium page or whatever to get the settings for the Phantom network. But now you can just go to MetaMask and add, and Phantom is one of the ones they have pre-done for you. Just click Add, and all of the settings for the Phantom network are in there. Right? So if you click Approve, and you switch over to Phantom, lo and behold, look, I had a little Phantom in there in Phantom format, right? It did not show up in my Ethereum wallet, right? Because it might have if I'd have had a Phantom ERC20 token. But it's a lot of tokens start on the Ethereum network and then sort of evolve or migrate to their own chain eventually. So you may have had some Phantom in your Ethereum wallet, and now you want to get it into, native Phantom format. But Phantom native format has been around for a year or so now. So if you buy Phantom, what they're asking you when you make your withdrawal is how do you want to store it? You want to put it in your Ethereum wallet? Great. We'll transfer it to your Ethereum wallet as an ERC20 token. But you'll have to pay Ethereum gas fees for your transfer, so it's expensive. And then once it's in your Ethereum wallet, you want to put it somewhere else or move it somewhere else, you'll have to pay Ethereum fees again to move it, right? So it's much more efficient to set up a Phantom-based wallet. You can do it in MetaMask. I believe Phantom has their own wallet too that you can use to manage Phantom in its native format. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So yeah, you can use it in Trust Wallet, Ledger, Trezor, Coin98. I thought there was like a native Phantom wallet. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I ever did it. Let's see. Well, that's their website. So yeah, they do have like a native wallet that you can use to store your Phantom. But I used mine with I guess they don't have the Ledger option there. I'm pretty sure I did with a Ledger. Oh, Connect Wallet there. Yeah, see, you can use a Ledger device to manage your Phantom in their native wallet on their website. So if I connect my device, right, I would want to go into the Phantom app. Oops. Yeah. I don't have my PIN entered. Let me go ahead and enter the PIN. I may not have Phantom app on here. You guys are putting me through my paces. All right, so I'm going to allow Ledger Manager. Now, I did a reset on this when I was doing a video, and I didn't have the time or the inclination to reinstall every single app at that time. So let's see, did I... Huh, I thought there was a Phantom app. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. I guess I would do it through my Ethereum. Let's double check, see what it says. Okay. Okay. What does it say? The Phantom. Okay. So ledger. Okay. 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 It does say Phantom app. What is it? There should be a Phantom app. FTM. Huh. Is it not available anymore, or is it already installed? No. That is so weird. They used to have it. Okay. Yes, we find these things out at the weirdest times, don't we? Here, let me see if I can figure this out. Maybe I need to be an experimental. Let me check. Developer mode. See if maybe that's it. Okay. What? That's not what I want to do. Why is it making me do that? Oh, because I clicked connect. I don't know. All I needed to do was do this. All right, so let's try this again and see if the FTM app is available now. That's really weird. All right. Okay. So yeah. So you had to be in experimental mode to get this app. Go figure. Okay, so it's installing it. Now, I've used this before, and I created a wallet, an FTM-based wallet on my Ledger device, and just because I did a reset and a restore and I hadn't installed the app yet doesn't mean that Ledger device. Damn it. I just. Oh my God. Oh my God. Unbelievable. I'm just getting too old for this, man. Wow. Sorry about that again. Man, I just need it's anyway. I fixed it. How long was I out? Right? I'm like the old guy that faints, and it's like, how long was I out? So you were out for a couple minutes. I got dizzy. I fell down. How long was I out? You were out for 5 minutes, dude. It's been 3 days. You wake up. Man, I'm hungry. Yeah, you've been in a coma for 3 days. Yeah, let's scroll it down. See question before the mic muted. Or I don't know how much. JDO, I'm just going to give you my phone number. I'll send it to you in an email just in case. 1 minute. It's about 2 or 3 minutes. God, this stupid mic, man. Oh, it's unbelievable. Oh, and I should have had this thing up here again. I had this thing going, but it was behind a window, so I didn't see it. So, generally when I mute, that thing goes red, so I know I'm muted, but I had it behind the window. I didn't see it. I'm just too old for this stuff, man. The only advantage I've got is I've been doing crypto for like 7 years, so I know crypto. I don't know what it is. Keep it coming. I'll try. I was just about to sign off, and then I looked over and saw that you guys were trying to let me know that the sound was gone. So once again, apologize for the sound issue. Sorry about I'm going to go just delete that original attempt at the live stream earlier at 6, right? When we came on at 6. For some reason, the mic was just not working at all, period. And I just recorded a video 2 days ago and the mic was fine. I'm going to give you a sob story, okay? This is the problem. Is that the mic is attached to, because I have this rig and all these connections and all these USB ports, I've so many devices, so many cameras, I got mics and all this stuff, that the way I've managed it is that I have 3 monitors. Right? I've got this monitor, and then I have the third monitor over there, which is my gaming monitor. Well, when I'm playing my game, I go into the settings and I disable those monitors, right? Because when I try to play my games with all 3 monitors running, things don't work right. But when you go into your settings, right, you can disconnect your monitor. Well, that's you can, come on, man, jeez. Disconnect this display, right? So then when I'm done and I'm ready to live stream again or do like recording or editing or whatever, I turn all 3 monitors back on. The problem is that this microphone is attached to one of the monitors because the monitors have USB hubs on there, and I don't have enough USB ports for everything. So what happens when the monitor goes off and the mic gets disconnected because the monitor gets disabled? When I re-enable all the monitors, sometimes the USB devices don't like go back the way they're supposed to. So I guess the ultimate solution would be to like connect the mic directly to the desktop as opposed to the secondary monitor, so that when I flip the monitors off and on, I don't create USB issues with my mic. But it's just like I have so much technology here in front of me that it's easy to get things messed up. I'm so technologically inclined that sometimes it's to my own detriment. So I hope that FTM demonstration was helpful. I think I may have been cut off towards the very end, but your mic needs a tinfoil hat. It's not you, it's the mic. Yeah, and then the mic itself, all I have to do is accidentally tap it when I'm moving around and it auto mutes. That's another thing. You could place a little sticky note folder on the mute button. Otherwise, a good way to check who's listening. Yeah. Too many USB devices can create sync issues. I haven't kept count, but I'd say I've got at least 10 USB devices, maybe more. Yeah. I mean, like I've got, whoops. Let's go back over here. Yeah, I mean, you can see behind me, not only I have a keyboard over there too. So I've got a keyboard. At least the mouse is wireless. So when I'm on that monitor playing games, I take the mouse over there. But I mean, you know, I've got these crypto devices. I've got like 3 webcams. I just like have so many USB devices, and this computer is high end. You know, the motherboard has like 7 or 8 ports and like 4 ports on the front of the case, and just too many devices. Anyway, thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for being with me through the live stream, everyone. I really appreciate your support. You've been with me in good times and bad, sound and no sound, video and no video, disconnect, reconnects. So I appreciate you guys continuing to support my live stream. I really appreciate it. You read my lips. Yeah, that's great. Thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign out for now. I'm going to try to get some new content posted standalone for this week. I appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you guys again next week. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to support my channel and subscribe, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that will alert you whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me. And